this game right here is called War of the Roses. Now, War of the Roses is a big multiplayer game that's going to put you in 15th century medieval England during the Civil War between the Yorks and the Lancasters. That was a big civil battle, and so we decided to really put it all out there and make a good multiplayer game based in that time. I mean, because it gave us a perfect setting for having different types of actual soldiers. It was an interesting period of time when chivalry kind of went out the door. During the Civil War, there was a very brutal battle, so we were able to really utilize their unfortunate circumstances during that time to make a really awesome, cool video game. So as you see, you'll see a lot of different character types in here that are going to give you different strategic advantages. So we're going to select one that's pretty good right now. It's the Mounted Knight. Now the Mounted Knight is going to make it to where you're spawning on a horse. So you're going to have a lot more speed, but you need to try and stay on your horse, because if anybody takes you off the horse, then you're going to lose. You're going to lose a lot of your skill sets. So we have a lot of perk systems, and when you pick the perks, you have to design those perks to be around what makes your profile the best. So when you're picking a horse, then you have to make sure that those are benefiting the horse. But of course, those are not going to actually be something that's going to benefit you. Now I'm off my horse, so now I'm at a disadvantage. So if I fought against somebody else who picked just a normal knight who's not on the ground, then I would have more of an advantage. Sure. So we have an interesting system to try to kind of create a good way of controlling in your melee combat situation. So what you do is you would click on the left mouse button to initiate your attack, and then whatever direction you direct your mouse right after you hit the left mouse button is going to kind of initiate how you start your swing. Right after you've done that, then you go back to control over the mouse. So then you'll be able to look and direct your actual attack. And then right there you saw that there was a red 48. What that means is I hit the flesh. So I hit the flesh of the horse, and that's how much damage I inflicted on the actual horse. And the horse can be killed. So as you saw right there, so the guy attacked it and killed the horse. Now the guy's off, and he's on foot, and he's like me, he's at a disadvantage. And you saw there when I hit blue, that means I hit metal. So that means I hit his helmet, but I still inflicted some damage, but not all. Now I got him, now I just killed him. Now you can revive your actual teammate that's fallen, or eventually they can yield. And as you saw, there's some blood appearing on my face. That was me taking damage. Then I can actually bandage myself, kind of heal. Hopefully he doesn't notice me doing that. So that right there is a thrust. So if I pull back on my mouse, then I get a nice thrust action. So now I have the little icon with the cross, and that basically tells me that I've been knocked down, but I can be revived, or I can yield. So if you see, I press the left mouse button, and now I've yielded. And that puts me into kind of a cowardly crouching position. Now I'm going to show. Now we have a crossbow, and he's kind of unique. You get some benefits by picking the guy with the crossbow, but there's also a drawback. His bolt is pretty powerful and pretty devastating, and it's a bit easier to do, but you have a little mini game or a time to wait to reload. So that could actually slow you down. It's not as quick as an archer, but it's pretty devastating. So we'll wait for Mr. Biscuit, and I missed. Now, we have a super accurate detection system, so I actually shot it between his arms, which only I can seem to do. I would call it a skill, but it's not really helping me in this situation with beating my enemy. So now I can switch to my sidearm. So now I put away my crossbow, and I pulled out a shield, and I have my sword. Now I'm going to switch back. Now maybe I'll have an easier time killing him. Now, ranged weapons definitely take a lot of skill. So I know a lot of people typically are worried about ranged weapons when you're in a game where you could have no ranged weapon to defend yourself. So what we've done is we've actually, it just takes a lot of skill in this game. So somebody being extremely damaging with that right away is not going to happen. If you're dying from an archer, that means that they've played the game a lot and they've practiced a lot. So now you're going to have to be, strategic with how you approach them. Now we have these execution system where when somebody's fallen, you get to execute them. And what it is it's just kind of a glorified way of finishing your opponent off. And then we'll have things where it'll give you like a little additional experience points and a little additional in-game currency. So what we're not really showing right now, but we have a persistence system. And in that persistence system, you're going to have to progress through. So when you start off, you're not going to have the crossbow, and you're not going to have like a poleaxe, which are weapons that take a little bit more understanding of how the game mechanics work. And we'll introduce those players to it by a ranking system. So as you rank up, you'll unlock new weapons, and you'll unlock new armors, and you'll be able to upgrade what you're allowed to experience. And then you'll be able to customize those as well. Our game is going to release in September this year, 2012, and we have a beta that's coming up that's going to start in the second week of August. So stay tuned and find out how you can get into the beta.